out there in the internet lands, my friends. Welcome to You've Got a Thing, an interview thing about Milwaukee theater things. My name is Jaimelyn Gray. I am the co-founder and current president still after many years. I'm the current president of the Milwaukee Theater Alliance, and also your host of You've Got a Thing. I do have to apologize because I did notice that a couple of the recordings visually, like my camera has not been happy, and my internet is just not happy for some reason, and the platform that we're recording this on is making it so that my face is blurry and all this kind of stuff. So, and it's telling me that my connection is unstable. My computer says that my connection is great, so I think it's just this platform. So, for a couple of episodes here, my face has been blurry, my screen has been frozen, but my voice has been beautiful because everybody loves to listen to the sound of my voice. And so that's been clear as a bell, but I guess we will just have to deal with this until I can do a hard line connection, which is never going to happen. So it is what it is. It is what it is. That's just life in the internet lands. But yes, I want to welcome you to season 3, episode 6 of You've Got a Thing. We have Milwaukee Opera Theater on today to talk about their upcoming production. I'm not even going to pronounce it because I have something in my head and I forgot to check with Jill Anna if that's the actual pronunciation. So I'm just going to let Jill Anna and Jackie Willis talk about it, and they can say all the names of things of their opera in the right way, and I am just not going to say it the wrong way. So let's bring those two up onto stage right now. Hello, Jill Anna. Hello, Jackie. And actually, if you're watching this on video, Jackie's video doesn't like this platform at all.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know.
So we're just going to watch a vibrating icon for Jackie because it just, that's what we're dealing with. So thanks, StreetYard.
It adds mystique.
It adds mystique. That's I guess that's the best we can say about it. Thanks, Jill Anna.
You're welcome.
But thank you too for coming on today. Yay! I'm so excited. If for those of you who don't know, Jill Anna and I actually started this program way back in the day, of like 4 years ago or something like that. And then Jill Anna got too busy, and as she does, and so now I'm just forging ahead and just making it happen, because I do think that this is a needed program in the Milwaukee area, that there aren't enough media sources talking about small company things that we need extra sources. And so that's all I'm trying to do, just be an amplifier.
It's because you're a warrior, Jaimelyn.
I try. So yay. But okay, so can you pronounce the name of your upcoming production for me the correct way?
I'm so eager to hear yours, but we pronounce it Alcina.
I was going to say Alcina because you said it before, but I just didn't. I was like, nope, it's going to be wrong. It's going to be wrong because that's just my brain. My brain just says that I do things wrong. So, yeah.
And then advanced level is if you can pronounce the names of all the characters.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
Not today. Not today. We're not doing that today. Yes, but you all are opening this production next week, Tuesday. If I'm not mistaken, you are opening on a Tuesday.
We are opening on a Tuesday. It's a very weird schedule. We are using a vintage store / event venue that we think is the only one in Milwaukee.
Oh.
And they do wedding rentals. And so the only way that we could squeeze an opera into their busy schedule was to use kind of non-wedding dates.
Oh, a non-traditional wedding kind of scheduling pattern. Okay.
So we open on a Tuesday, we have Friday and Saturday off, and then we close on a Sunday.
Okay, that explains that schedule.
Just to make it even harder to keep track of.
Well, it just makes people more mindful. It just makes you more mindful.
It makes it an adventure.
Makes it an adventure. Yes. So, can you two? Well, Jackie, let's go to you. Like, can you tell me a little bit about what this show is actually about?
I can try. It is by nature, the story is really confusing. And
confusing schedule, confusing story. Okay, yep. All right, we got this. All right.
But it is about a sorceress, Alcina, who casts spells on men to make them fall in love with her. And if it doesn't work out, she turns them into objects or things other than a human. And she also has a sister, Morgana. And my character is Bradamante. And Alcina actually puts a spell on my husband. And so I am going to the island where he is with Alcina, trying to win him back. And just get caught up in a complete mess with a number of characters. It's quite silly. And there's some cool gender bending going on. I may or may not be more than one character. And it's just kind of ridiculous, but that's the gist, I think.
So is it a comedy?
So Alcina, as written, is an opera seria. So it's a whole like subgenre of opera.
Okay.
It's a very serious, epic story taken from a few pages of Orlando Furioso. But when you look at the entanglements that occur between the characters, like it can easily become very funny because it reaches such levels of absurd mix-ups. So we're elevating both angles in this production, taking the music very seriously with period instruments in our orchestra provided by Early Music Now, with really lovely, like beautiful singing from our cast. But then there's also a part of us that is acknowledging the ridiculousness of the situations the characters get in. And the English narration that entwines the Italian excerpts is quite lighthearted.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about the collaboration with Early Music Now? Can you tell me a little bit about, okay, you know what, we should actually rewind, because sometimes I get a little ahead of myself thinking everybody knows Milwaukee Opera Theater. Come on, everybody knows who Milwaukee Opera Theater is. So can you tell me a little bit about Milwaukee Opera Theater? First of all.
Well, I can tell you, I would actually be interested to hear Jackie tell you about Milwaukee Opera Theater, but we are a small, independent, artist-led opera company in Milwaukee that embraces opera with a capacious definition of what it can be and do. So we also dabble in musical theater, alternative music theater, and new music theater, as well as what people might traditionally think of as opera.
I have so many questions because you've said so many things. So first of all, what does artist-led mean?
It means that we are entirely artist composed. So our board of directors is predominantly made up of working artists, as well as some small business owners and community members. And our administrators, specifically, there are 3 of us, and we intentionally work as artist administrators So we do our desk work, but then we are all of us active in productions. So for instance, for Alcina, I am the stage director for the piece. That's my role in the collaboration. And Kaisa, our marketing media manager, is playing the role of Ruggiero, the heroic role. And Danielle, our new company manager, wrote the English narration.
That's fantastic. What does capacious mean?
Holding many things. Holding multitudes.
I mean, I've got a pretty expansive vocabulary. I'm not sure capacious is. Now I'm going to use it all the time. I'm going to come home and or my Polish husband's going to come home and I'm start throwing capacious at him and he go, "What this mean? You never said this word before." And I'm going to say, "You're right. I never have because I learned it today."
Okay. And it'll be a thing between us.
It'll be a thing between us and the rest of the internet. That's awesome. I mean, I don't think that people in general know or understand really how many jobs we artists actually do, particularly in small theater. So yeah. I would bet the majority of small theaters are artist-led organizations. Would you say that?
Oh, small organizations? Oh, absolutely. Well, if you think about how they begin, they're usually started by an artist who founds an organization and who is then by nature leading and doing. And it's only once they're institutionalized that, orgs specialize and you have a director of development doing something very specific.
Sure. Yeah. My organization is not there yet.
We're just making it as we enter this next chapter for MOT, we're just making it very intentional that we are artist administrators and that both parts of that equation are important to us.
I think that's fantastic. I think that's an excellent thing to be intentional about it and speak truth to it and really put words to it, so that I do think it creates a greater understanding, particularly when maybe you're talking to funders or something like that you can say, this is what we do, we're intentional about it, and here is why, and you should understand both sides of this equation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right on. Yay for you. You guys. You're so smart. So this is your season opener, yes?
It is.
Okay. So it's just how many performances is that? Is that five performances and that's it? Yeah. And it's how many people are in this cast? Five people, or was it like 4 people and a musician? What did I see in that picture there?
We are 7 singer actors and 7 instrumentalists.
Holy cats.
So each company in the collaboration brought 7 people to the team.
Oh, right on. So Early Music Now brought the instrumentalists. Oh, precisely. Right on. Okay. Yeah.
See, it was one of the first decisions we made.
I'm catching on. I'm getting there. All right. So like you said, that's one of the first decisions that you made. So when you had those first early collaborative meetings, that was part of the process, was, okay, you're going to bring this and you're going to bring this, and this is how we're going to work. Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Or is that it? I said, tell me a little bit more about that, about how, because you in particular, Jill Anna, are really good at collaborative efforts. That's just something that is very much in your wheelhouse that I've observed. That because not all companies sit there and go, okay, I'm going to work with this team, I'm going to work with this team, I'm going to work with this team. But MOT often does that.
We do. We're very promiscuous. It began with a conversation from Early Music Now to do a project together. So sometimes collaboration is, sorry, I'm going to interrupt myself, but sometimes collaboration is doing your best to meet someone else's needs, you know, and then other times it's making decisions together, you know, at the same time. So to begin with, Chuck, the artistic director of Early Music Now, rolled out the idea of working on a piece together, wanting it to be something outside of the box, different for their audiences, and in a location other than the concert venues they typically use. So then I took those things that were important to Chuck and started looking around town and thinking about different pieces. And then I wandered into Danby and then brought Chuck around to see it. So, you know, it ebbs and flows as decisions get made. But we knew right away that we could balance our different inputs by sort of splitting expertise that way. So Milwaukee Opera Theater will take care of the singer, actors, storytellers, and Early Music Now will take care of the instrumentalists, which is what they do, you know? And then we will decide together how to share other expenses and how to divvy up the workload for all of the other production activities. So then it's like you know, in some cases, something is a shared expense, and in other cases, one organization covers the cost of this and the other organization covers the cost of that. And it's all in a shared budget, which kind of becomes, actually, as budgets can be when they're working well, a really creative document. So that you're always going back to it and talking about priorities and, you know, how to use resources next and what's the next best thing that we can do together to make the show succeed.
Right on.
So Chuck has been at almost all of our staging rehearsals.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, like listening really carefully and offering beautiful tidbits of advice to singers. Mm-hmm. And I can't wait to get everyone together into the same space.
When is that going to happen?
That happens 2 days before Tuesday.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So a little bit of flying by seat of pantyhose.
Not unlike all of our other projects.
Okay.
To be fair.
All right.
Is often the way. I remember, I mean, I've shared this with Jackie, but when we did L'Orfeo together, that instrumental ensemble had very little time together as well. And it was one of the most moving things about the project to me. It was like watching them almost immediately just become this living, breathing ensemble playing flawlessly together. Like it was so exciting. So when people, it's different for art. It's different for the storytellers that have to memorize something. But for the instrumentalists, when they are specialized in that instrument and they know this style and they have an understanding of the piece as a whole, like they can slip into excellence so quickly. Mm-hmm. if that makes any sense, because they come with such specialized skills.
Yeah. And I think this specialized world works really fast by nature. So they're pretty used to anticipating what's going to be needed. And I'm also extremely grateful for Chuck in our rehearsals, because the advice he's giving is, from my experience, is going to be extremely helpful for when we mesh the voices and instruments together. I think because he knows exactly how, being an instrumentalist himself, he knows exactly how they're going to handle the music. And I think it's going to be really helpful for the singers.
That's awesome.
It's nice.
That's awesome. Now, did I hear you say, Jackie, or was that you can confirm nor deny whether or not you're playing multiple characters? Is that did I hear that correctly?
Yeah,
Are there artists in this project that play multiple characters? Yes, just on the whole, so that's something that patrons get to experience, is a journey where you will see artists play different persons.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, right on. Yay. We like that kind of stuff around here. Yay. And you all can go to MilwaukeeOperaTheatre.org to get your tickets. What are your ticket prices these days?
They're 28 for student artists, and then 48 for box seats, which are like in conversation nooks on upholstered furniture in the space.
That's all.
So yeah, so that's kind of a separate. That's a whole different thing.
A whole different experience.
It's a whole different experience. And general tickets are 38, and all of the taxes and fees are rolled into that. So it's that. That's the sticker price.
That's what you're paying for. There's nothing on top of that. That's it. Okay, right on. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. What else should people know walking into this experience? I mean, how many seats you got? You're operating in a smaller venue, yes? How many seats you got?
We can squish 88 people.
Wow. I was not expecting you to say that. I was expecting something smaller than that, but that's very cool. Yay. Yeah. Awesome. What else should people be excited about coming to see this show?
To me, it represents a return to our favorite kind of work.
Okay.
That I don't know if we've really had a chance to do since the pandemic, of something that is site specific and being developed to occur in this particular place at this particular time with these particular people. You'll be very close to the singers and the instrumentalists. So it's incredibly intimate.
Yeah.
And the performance it's not an audience participation immersive, but the performance happens all around you.
Okay.
So in a sensory way, it will be very enveloping. Or at least that's what we're aiming for.
Don't laugh about it. It's exactly you. I have
it's
seen
just that we won't know until, ask me again Sunday night and I'll be able to tell you. But right now it's like, these are the plans.
These are the plans that we have. All right. Yeah. And people are going to come back to You've Got a Thing and they're going to say, I saw that You've Got a Thing episode. I don't feel like I'm getting the product that was put forward. It's going to happen. Yeah. Awesome. No, I'm very excited to see. I'm very excited that it's like on a Tuesday. Like I feel like I can make a Tuesday happen.
Yeah. Honestly, I've heard really great things about the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday shows. like people like it. I don't know.
People are like, why haven't you been doing this the whole time?
I mean, we're like, the whole thing is weird. The company is weird.
Yeah.
People have asked about Dandy. We're like, they're a vintage store event venue. Like, they're also confusing.
Yeah.
No, I just accept the quirkiness and roll with it.
Yes. No, it's a different experience, and people should be excited about having a different experience.
Yeah. And I think at the same time, it's still going to be really recognizable beauty, and it's very accessible. It's very visually inspiring, very audibly inspiring, and people are going to connect with it. And to me, that is very Milwaukee Opera Theater. That's like a quintessential MOT show. So I think that's also something they can expect. It's like very MOT.
Yay. Yay. So you can go to www.MilwaukeeOperaTheatre.org to get your tickets there. Yes, you will be able to get tickets there and find out a little bit more about the show if you need to do that. But I thank you too so much for coming on You've Got a Thing today and letting us know about Alcina.
Yes.
Well done.
Very good.
My brain is still saying you're not doing it right. And thank you so much for coming on and talking about this show. And I look forward to seeing. I will most likely be there Tuesday.
We will be so happy to see you.
Yay! All right. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you later.
Bye. Thank you.
Send them backstage. Send them backstage. That's awesome. No, I'm very serious. I will probably be there Tuesday because that just is so exciting to me. To the thought of seeing an art thing on a Tuesday, there's just something really exciting about that. So very, 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 very cool. But I just want to talk a little bit about the other things that are happening in the community, and we will see if you want to go and see any of those things as well as Alcina. This weekend, happy opening to Clyde's over there at Milwaukee Chamber Theater. This is opening November 8th, which is Friday. I think that's Friday. I think, yeah. See, we're recording this on Tuesday. It'll come up on Thursday. And then that's Friday. Yes, we've got this. I've got this. You should go and see this. It's a Milwaukee premiere. It's running through the 24th of November at the Broadway Theater Center there in the Studio Theater. It's directed by DeMonte Henning. It was a 2022 Tony Award nominee for Best Play. Great story about they've been talking about making sandwiches. Look at that lady with her knife there. Ooh. Looks terrifying. It's not, though. It's supposed to be very, very funny. So you should go and check that out at MilwaukeeChamberTheatre.org. You can go and read more about that and get your tickets. Opening shortly. Then next we've got Next Act put out that they are now in rehearsal for Almost Maine is their next production that they have coming up here. It's also very funny. It's directed by Karen Estrada. You should also go and check this out when you can. That's going to open November 20th, and that runs all the way to December 15th. That's almost a month. But that's what they say about that is welcome to Almost Maine, a place that's so far north it's almost Canada. It's not quite a town because its residents never got around to getting organized. Ha ha, funny. So you can go to nextact.org to find out more about that and purchase tickets to that. Happy closing to another project that Jill Anna was involved in, the Moors over there at Renaissance Theater Works. You only have a few more chances left to check that out. That's closing November 10th, so that's closing this Sunday. And so this is a very, very beautiful looking dark comedy, as Jen Silverman does. Susan Fett directed that, and Fate directed that, and that takes place in a Gothic manor where two sisters are yearning for love and power in the remote English moors. Very funny, very beautiful, very quirky, as Silverman also does. So you want to check that out. That's over at the Next Act Renaissance space. Bull in a China Shop. This is Kimberly LaBerge's project that she started her company, Kith and Kin. They're working out of Inspiration Studios in West Allis. This takes place over 40 years in a New England women's college, and this also closes on Sunday. Small company, happy closing to them. But you should go and support the local theater, support the small companies, because they work really hard to make that work happen. And so kithandkintheater.com for that. kithandkintheatre.com for that. It is Native American Heritage Month. You can go to BIA.gov/NNAHM, which is the National Native American Heritage Month. That's what's that stands for. It's celebrated each year in November. It's a time to celebrate traditions and languages and stories of North American, Alaska Native, Native Hawaiian, and affiliated island communities to ensure their rich histories and contributions continue to thrive with each passing generation. And so it's time to celebrate the culture and heritage of these remarkable Americans. And so again, you can go to bia.gov/NNAHM to learn more about that. And finally, it is National Family Caregivers Month. If you are unaware, families are often the primary source of support for older adults and people with disabilities. In fact, today in America, more than 53 million family caregivers provide unpaid care. That's an economic value totaling more than $470 billion. While family caregivers should be celebrated every day, it's really a time to recognize and honor caregivers nationally, raise awareness around caregiving issues, educate communities, and work to increase support for our nation's caregivers. I myself am a caregiver. My daughter is a disabled person, a disabled 22-year-old, and this is not unfamiliar territory to me. It takes a lot of effort to care for and manage disabled persons and elderly persons. And so it would be great if you could, look around and recognize those people in your life. You can go to the National Council on Aging to find out more about this month, and that's ncoa.org. And you can go to /page/National Family Caregivers Month to find out more about how you can support the caregivers in your life. Support the supporters is what you can do there. But thank you so much for joining us this week. I like I said, I hope this isn't blurry all the way through this video, but I have a feeling just from what StreamYard is telling me about my internet that it's going to be problematic this whole time. But at least you'll be able to hear the awesomeness that is happening in the Milwaukee theater community. Thanks so much to Jill Anna and Jackie for coming on today and talking about Milwaukee Opera Theatre. I hope to catch up with them shortly at their performances next week. And so go out, support local theater here in Milwaukee. Support, if you're watching this somewhere else, support your local arts, in other places as well. And hopefully I will see you next week on another episode of You've Got a Thing. Thank you.